Every day,
Okay,
yeah.
and talking about changes, we have a new star in Hollywood. Once went by Miss Ellen Page, is now Mr. Elliot Page. Uh, how do you guys feel about Ellen Page now? Elliot
First
Page.
of all,
What?
that name is fucking great. That's like one of the first things I said.
Elliot? Okay.
Yeah,
It kind of does roll off the tongue.
it rolls off the tongue. I mean, that's amazing. I'm glad that. I mean, I can't sit here and say it was a smooth transition because I don't live in her life, but I feel like for the most part, as far as like the media, I just saw like a lot of good things and people were like really proud and um, just like we're just accepting the news with open arms. And I saw a lot of posts from people who are not necessarily celebrities or anything like that, but just like, you're such a role model for me. Just a lot of stuff like that where I was like, okay. I feel like he's always been really good about, um, like when he came out, he had like a really nice like speech about it. He had a whole
Which
article
came
about
out
it when Ellen
this
Page
time?
when Ellen Page came out as gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I feel like everything was received so great, and then when he came out as trans, again, everything happened really smoothly. Again, I don't know how it was for him, but on this side, I feel like everything happened pretty smoothly.
Okay. Rashawn?
I'm really happy for him. I think it's beautiful. I like the message that he posted and shared.
I didn't even see it. Let me go see it. I gotta read it for the people.
It's a little long,
All right.
but
Oh, it's a little long. Okay, I'll read it. Hi, friends. I want to share with you that I am trans. My pronouns are he, they, and my name is Elliot. I feel lucky to be writing this, to be here, to have arrived at this place in my life. I feel overwhelming gratitude for the incredible people who have supported me along this journey. I can't begin to express how remarkable it feels to finally love who I am enough to pursue my authentic self. I've been endlessly inspired by so many in the trans community. Thank you for your courage, your generosity, and ceaselessly working. I haven't read out loud in a long time. Working to make this world a more inclusive and compassionate place. I will offer whatever support I can and continue to strive for a more loving and equal society. I also ask for patience. My joy is real, but it is also fragile. The truth is, despite feeling profoundly happy right now and knowing how much privilege I carry, I am also scared. I'm scared of the invasiveness, the hate, the jokes, and of violence. To be clear, I am not trying to dampen a moment that is joyous and one that I celebrate, but I want to adjust the full picture. The statistics are staggering. The discrimination towards trans people is rife, insidious, and cruel, resulting in horrific consequences. In 2020 alone, it has been reported that at least 40 transgender people have been murdered, the majority of which were Black and Latinx trans women. To the political leaders who work to criminalize trans healthcare and deny our right to exist, and to all those with a massive platform who continue to spew hostility towards the trans community, you have blood on your hands. You unleash a fury, a vile and demeaning rage that lands on the shoulders of the trans community, a community in which 40% of trans adults report attempting suicide. Enough is enough. You aren't being canceled. You are hurting people. I am one of those people, and we won't be silenced in the face of your attacks. I love that I am trans, and I love that I am queer. Okay. And the more I hold myself close and fully embrace who I am, the more I dream, the more my heart grows, and the more I thrive. To all trans people who deal with harassment, self-loathing, abuse, and the threat of violence every day, I see you, I love you, and I will do everything I can to change this world for the better. Thank you for reading this. All my love. Elliot.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think for someone that has a platform that he has, to not just share his story with everyone, but to highlight a section of that community that he doesn't belong to, I think it's really responsible and great.
I have a question.
Okay.
Elliot is a man.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to be queer and trans?
Queer is his sexuality. Trans is his identity, possibly his gender. And yeah, those are two separate.
What is queer? I'm sorry.
Queer can envelope the LGBTQIA community.
So it doesn't have a definition?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
I'm gonna look that up. I don't know what that means. In high school, it meant something else.
It was derogatory, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it means. Well, never mind about that first definition. It means, oh, okay, both of them mean something that I'm sure is not what it's supposed to be.
Are you on Urban Dictionary?
No, I was on Google Dictionary. So let me go into gaycenter.org. Queer means sometimes when the Q is seen at the end of LGBT, it also means questioning. Okay. This term describes someone who's questioning their sexual orientation or gender identity. Okay, got it. So he is trans and queer.
Mm-hmm.
Queer kind of
like umbrellas, everything. Right?
That whole thing, yeah.
So she is queer.
He is queer.
Yeah, sorry. He is queer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we can say that and it still means that he is
trans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the same way that I can be black and I can be African American.
Okay, got it. He is on a show called Umbrella Academy. Do you guys watch it?
Yes, yeah. I do. Yeah.
Okay,
I've
never
seen some of it.
You've seen some of it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they said that they will continue. I believe, is it on Netflix or Amazon?
It's Netflix.
It's on Netflix. That Elliot will continue playing the role that they are playing, which is the role of a woman. Mm-hmm. So I have a question about that. Mm-hmm. The other day I read an interview with, I'm forgetting her name, but the lady from the vampire movie.
Kristen Stewart?
Kristen Stewart. Okay.
Oh.
So
I was like, which vampire movie? Sorry.
You know, the one with the guy with the abs.
Yeah.
So they asked Kristen Stewart about straight actors playing gay roles, gay actors playing straight roles. And she essentially said that kind of puts her in a funky place because that would mean that she can't play straight roles anymore. And so she just kind of fell into the whole like, well, we're actors, you know. Mm-hmm. Does Elliot Page playing a woman take a role away from a woman? Or is it acting? It's all good. That's it.
I don't,
because they are two.
I don't really.
Well, I guess the words is marginalized people.
I don't really think this is a fair example because the role was his to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but will Elliot look differently?
I don't think so because I mean it comes down to hair and makeup. He's gonna be playing a woman now, so I don't know if he's gonna go into like a physical transformation, but I feel like knowing he is playing this role, probably not, in the same way that if I was on a Netflix show and my character had black hair, I probably can't dye my hair because I'm under contract. So I probably can't just make any change that I want to. I feel like it's probably something very similar to that. Like, you're gonna look the same. You're just playing a different gender now.
Okay. Got it. So, is there any issue with a trans person in general playing the opposite sex or the opposite gender? Is that an issue?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Would there be an issue if a cisgendered, I don't know,
cisgender person
who is assigned at birth, you know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Played a trans role. Is that an issue?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the conversation we had a while back is about there are not a lot of roles for trans people.
Sure.
And most of the time, I mean, we've seen it before where we have a female or a male playing a trans person where they could have, there is trans actors, and at this time they're mostly only given trans roles. So it's like the little roles that they do have, they're being filled by cisgendered actors.
Sure. Let's call a perfect world, trans actors are working as trans characters.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is a perfect world, cisgendered people play cisgendered people. Would there be a problem with a crossover?
I mean, I guess not. If it was a perfect world, then, I mean, in a perfect world, you would be able to say, well, anybody can play anybody because it's acting. But I don't think that we're there. We're not close. We kind of dipped our toe into that, but it's the same as there's not that many women who work in the industry. There's not that many women of color who are on screen. We're still in the same world right now where if they're going to put a multiracial couple on screen, one of them still has to be white. You're not going to see a black and an Asian. You're not going to see a black and an Indian or an Indian and an Asian.
I mean, you're going to see a black and a Hispanic. You're going to see that.
You might see that, but the black guy is probably really light-skinned or vice versa most of the time.
If light skin and Hispanic, they got the dark skins with the Hispanics too. If he can bounce a basketball, he's gonna get a Hispanic girl.
Right, and the role, and even still, the roles are always most of the time stereotypical roles. It's like, okay, he's a basketball player, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like we're still living in this world where it's like, cool, we finally see some sort of change on the screen, but we're not in a perfect world yet where we can say, yeah, well, he's trans, but he can play this and this and this and this. It's like we're not there yet, you know?
Okay, so let's go back to the current world. Is it okay for Elliot Page to play the opposite gender or the original gender outside of the Umbrella Academy to play? Is it okay for him to play a woman moving forward?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it okay for a cisgendered woman to play a man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn Close does it all the time.
Okay. Is it okay for a cisgendered person to play a trans?
I think all these scenarios that you're throwing out are distracting from the issue, which is not the role and the character, it's the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
What is the opportunity?
The opportunity is that in a perfect world, anyone could play anything, like Carmella said. But that's not where we're at. And like we said before, like not every person is let into the room.
Right.
So I think when you have Scarlett Johansson or Eddie Redmayne or Halle Berry taking these parts, it calls into question, well, is the best person being sought out for the best part? So is it okay for A to play B or B to play A? I don't know, because none of the three of us are trans, and I think that those people should be consulted in the entire storytelling process. And then once you get to casting, that's another question altogether.
Right.
Okay, so now I guess I have a different question then. Jared Leto played that role in
Dallas Buyers
Buyers
Club.
Club.
Sir, relax. Dallas Buyers Club. I didn't hear anything about that. And then we're pretty sure he's a cisgendered straight man. Mm-hmm. Is this a issue that exists in the trans community and the gay community, or is it mainly the trans community that feels underrepresented and the gay community feels like, okay, we're cool where we are right now?
No, I there was definitely talk about that around the time.
Oh, okay.
Around the
Because
time
didn't he
won.
win the Oscar for it?
Yeah, he won the
Yeah.
Oscar. And I mean, the list of that situation is, you have Jared Leto, you have
Sir. Sorry.
It's all good.
The child.
But yeah, the list is long. There's Jared Leto, there's Sean Penn, Mahershala Ali, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Christopher Plummer. The list of cisgendered straight men that have won Oscars for playing gay or trans people is very long. So, and it's still an issue. So, I don't know. That's still seen as a brave move for an actor to do.
Is it brave?
Sorry?
Is it brave?
I don't.
For Elliot
so.
Page to come out as trans?
That is
because
brave, yes.
That is brave. I don't think
so.
Cisgendered male playing trans is brave. I think you are just taking a role. I don't think there's anything brave about that. I think it's the same brave that when a woman gains weight and then like she wears a short dress or like a top that's like showing her stomach and they're like, damn, she's brave, and you're like, no, she's fucking not. She's wearing an outfit that she feels great in. She's not brave. I think it's that same.
Whoa, relax, Carmella.
I think
relax.
I think it's that same definition. Like, people want to say it's brave because it might be out of their comfort zone and they want to feel progressive, but all they have is the word brave.
I think those are different.
Uh-oh. Yes, conflict. I like that. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rashawn.
I only say
you,
that
buddy.
I'm as not as a
Say what you
woman,
should.
but I say that because at the end of the day, an actor that's playing a role will go back to being a cisgendered straight man. And I think when you call a woman brave for showing parts of her body that are up for ridicule or bullying or what have you, what happens online, that is possibly brave. I only disagree because I don't think that those two accusations are the same.
Got it.
So nice.
Not
guess
saying.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
I guess I was saying like less of the word, using the word brave, but I think it's the same mindset essentially, where it's like, I think I'm more so not talking about somebody who, like Ashley Graham, for example. She's a plus size model. She got, I guess, quote unquote famous maybe within the last 5 to 7 years. And she's like size 14. She looks like your average woman in America. And she was, I think, the first plus size Sports Illustrated woman on the cover, right? And
she
so
play sports?
No, Sports Illustrated is never, it's always just models. And so like a lot of people are like, it's so brave of her to come on the cover and da 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 da. And she is not doing it for the sake of being brave. You know what I mean? It's just like her body. This is how she looks. She's a model. This is what she does. And of course it comes with like the accolades of people saying like, oh my God, you like, for me, for example, I'm like, you look like me. That's awesome to see a woman that looks like me on a cover that's never done this before. But to go back to the brave thing, I think it's the same sort of person or mindset that would be like, I don't really have a word for what this is, but I feel as though it's brave. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I'm gonna say something to you real quick. I'm pretty sure that she's with a black guy, and he's not that light, but he's not that dark either.
Her husband's black.
No, I see what you're saying. I think I just disagree. I think one is used to uplift someone who might be a little vulnerable in a moment, and the other is used to kind of pat someone on the back.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that woman in that lingerie is being called brave because of what could possibly be coming her way, and this guy that played a gay man is being called brave so that we can applaud him.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, good. That's my thoughts on Elliot Page. Did you guys expect this? Is this a shock to you guys or no? You know we're in Hollywood. We know things.
From Elliot?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was shocked. I don't think the word was shocked. I was just like, oh, good for him. Like, that's kind of like how I felt about it.
You guys are so mature.
Try to be.
Gosh. All right. Let's talk about something else. Tiana Taylor, who has music that I really like, has said she's had it up to here with the music business, making her feel super underappreciated as an artist. So she announced her retirement.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Rashawn?
Don't
know who she is.
I know who Tiana Taylor is.
Byron.
Yeah. My thoughts on it are that sucks that she feels like that.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wish I knew more details, like specifics, like is she being mistreated or disrespected or.
Well, she didn't hear her first album until it came out. The Kanye one.
Well, that's pretty shitty.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great album, though.
Yeah, so I can't say I feel for her because I don't have an album out yet. But
listen, man. Sometimes you got to drop the mixtape.
I feel like her career was so short-lived. Am I wrong on saying that?
I have the same feeling, but you got to remember, like, let's say you really get on your acting stuff right now, and then 10 years down the line, or even 2 years down the line, you get a role that some people recognize you for. Some.
Yeah. Which
is kind of where Tiana Taylor is. Nobody knows that you've been here for 12 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yes, we see a rising star in Tiana Taylor. We see that. I think Tiana is about 2 albums away, 2 incredible albums away from being
huge.
Her level. Janae Aiko level.
Yeah.
She's 1 to 2 albums away. And she probably has frustration with the actual industry, which I get. But girl, people are not unappreciative of you. They just don't know who you are. And you're getting there. Like, she's on huge songs. Everybody loves her abs. You know, like, get back in the booth, man. Get back in the booth. What are you doing retiring?
Yeah, I don't know if she feels like more. I don't think it's about the fans unappreciating her. I think it's more about the people behind the curtain, right? That are just kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I read the article and she doesn't really give a whole lot, which is fine. I don't know if I would say too much either. I would just be like, all right,
I think
I'm
she
done.
said it on Instagram Live, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she said it on Instagram Live. So, do you guys listen to Tiana Taylor? Do you guys care? Can somebody make a joke that's inappropriate?
That's for you.
No.
I've heard some songs, but I don't like listen to her like that.
I don't listen to her.
I've listened to WTP.
Which one is that?
Work This Pussy.
All right. So we're gonna move on. Letitia Wright tweets something that everybody hates. Okay, all right, moving on. Let's see what you guys are not gonna be so mature about.
We're mature.
Okay. Okay, there was something else that I had to ask you about, but I will ask you this after this break.